I'm gonna take these in the house. We'll take these in the house and show you how we make applesauce, see how we produce them, process them. Blah. Alrighty, today's Sunday. I'm going to pick apples. We're going to make applesauce this morning. I'm only going to make just one crate full. That's going to be probably enough for us. If not, we'll make another batch. I've got plenty of apples on the tree, so I'm just going to pick apples for right now. Pretty rainy out, so I had to move my pole. I had to get to come around to the other side of the fence. Now I'm in the chicken run right now. But these here are pink ladies on this tree. I don't know if you can see them real well. Let me spin you a little bit. It's kind of rainy out this morning. That tree right there is pink ladies. We'll pick some of those and throw in there too. These apples here is pretty good for eating. Them yellow green apples, I'm not sure what kind they are. That tree's been here for years. We make applesauce out of it about every year. They make pretty good applesauce. I like to mix it a little bit with these, but yeah, it's raining right now, so we'll get them picked off. So about 15 minutes, I picked about a half a bushel of apples, which is enough for us to make applesauce. We may make some more. We got plenty of apples on these trees. I usually let a few apples on there for the wild birds to eat. We sold some for applesauce apples already. Later this year we'll probably have deer apples once they start rotting, but I'll let a lot of them on for the native birds to eat. And then also too, we feed the chickens apples. They seem to like them a lot. So I picked the apples. Now she is washing the apples. So we're going to cut these up and we're going to soften them a little bit before we run them through the juicer. And we'll run them through the juicer like the tomato juicer.
And now he is cutting up the apples. I got them washed. Well, for the most part, some of them. Going to see how many that makes. But he's cutting them up now.
I assume what she has washed will be enough.
He's doing a pretty good job. So
I could just cut them up, cook them down a little bit. These apples are pretty tasty too. They're actually pretty good apples.
The green ones
just
was very tasty.
Just a little bit tart, but really good. I'm not sure what kind of apples they are. I know the reddish colored ones are pink ladies. These are pink ladies, I know that much. But these here, I'm not sure what kind they are. But they're pretty good apples. Pretty good eating apples. They're just not good apples, you know, they're just ugly.
Yeah,
they're just ugly.
Yeah, they're not really eating apples
I mean,
per se. You can eat them, but
make pies out of them or whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them apples. That's a good apple.
They just got so many bumps and
they're just ugly.
indents, and
we don't spray for bugs in the dormant season like a lot of places do, and we don't pick off too many. If you get too many on, you pick them off. They'll grow different, you know what I mean? They'll get bigger and whatnot, and they won't get the blemishes on them. But I don't need, it doesn't matter a whole lot to me.
we just let them grow like.
You could use that, but I'll cut it out. The chickens won't mind. And we'll stick these in on the stove and cook them down a little bit. Alright, we got them all cut up. They are cooking down a little bit, trying to just soften them. Put them in 2 pans, that way we can try to keep them stirred. We, yeah, a little scorch. If you can't stir them, down in there, they'll scorch. This pan here's a little hard to stir. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. All we gotta do is soften them a little bit and run them through the juicer. After we run them through the juicer, then we'll put them in the roasting pan and cook them down till they're where we want them to be, as far as thickness goes. So right now we're going to wash them, stir them every 10 minutes or so for probably a half an hour maybe. It shouldn't take long. And can them, it's not going to take long. I think it's like 10 minutes or something, 10 or 12 minutes to can them on the pressure canner. So it's not long at all. And actually we lower the pressure down to 10 pounds instead of 15 like normally. Normally at our elevation everything's 15 pounds, but for apples, for whatever reason, it's only 10. So all right, these cooked for probably a half hour, maybe not quite that long, just enough to get them soft. And they're definitely soft. And then you just stick them down in the hopper. And this thing works really good on the tomatoes we did it with, and on this, I'm sure if you was making jams or jellies, it would work great for berries too. I'm sure you can get different screens for it. But this thing definitely saves a lot of time making applesauce and tomato sauce. Really not 100% sure where we got it at, but I'll look for an Amazon link, and if I find it, I'll put it in the description of this video. Because this thing here definitely saves a lot of time. The only thing you got to do is soften them up a little bit first, which that didn't take that long to do. And it just mushes them right down. Saves on the mess.
The last time we made applesauce, we used one of them.
We used a thing that you peel and core it all in one thing, and it slices it. It works good, but it lets a lot of the peel on. You still got to do a lot of that work manually. Where this thing here, you just cut them up, and throw them in the pan, and let them soften a little bit. Peel, core, and all, and just run it through this. Man, this thing here works so good. That's how quick it takes to go through one pan. So on the pulp, we're going to save it. We're going to put it in a bucket. I was going to feed it to the chickens, but there's going to be too much there to feed them at one time. So we'll just take them out, put them in a bucket, and put a little bit of water over top of them, and it'll end up being apple cider vinegar, is what it'll be. So we'll take the apple cider vinegar and we'll put it over their food when we feed them. Alright, we got all of our apples cooked down, and actually it looks really good. It doesn't taste bad. The consistency is just about perfect for applesauce. It's just a little bit tart, so we're going to add some sugar to it. We always use we use two different kinds of sugar. This here's organic cane sugar. So right now I'm just going to put 1 spoonful in it. Now I have this turned down to 200 degrees because I don't want to steam any more moisture out of it, so it's below the boiling temperature. And I just want to get all these flavors from all the different apples blended together. So right now I'm just going to stir this. We're not going to put no cinnamon in it. Some people put cinnamon in there. Me personally, I don't care if it's got cinnamon in it or not. So we can add it at the table when we eat. If you want to put it in, you can. If not, that's fine. But you can can it in here as well. So right now I just want to get the bitter out of it. Tart, not really bitter. It's tart.
And that juicer we used that you saw him using,
that thing worked so good.
It left it the right consistency. It doesn't have to boil or nothing.
Nope.
We're just getting it hot again.
Just getting it hot again. Yeah. So I just want to get everything cooked together.
That was the best investment we ever made this year.
For sure. For sure.
That is pretty good. I think that's probably our best
It's our best applesauce we've ever made.
Yeah.
Because of that juicer, though.
Yeah.
The apples this year weren't as sweet as they normally are. Normally, them apples are sweeter. I always thought they were. I don't know. Maybe they're not. But we normally don't make applesauce till in October, too. So we're a little ahead of when we would be. So maybe they just need to ripen a little bit more. So here we are with the last canner full. Getting ready to put on.
Third canner.
Third canner, yep. We was only gonna do one canner. We ended up doing 3, which that's all right. Then we got a big bowl for supper for tomorrow evening when we have, you know, what we're gonna have with it, but we're gonna have applesauce for supper tomorrow. These here are used. We had beans in those, so we boiled them lids. They should still seal fine. I don't think it's gonna be an issue.
I don't think.
As long as they're not flat or yeah, as long as they're not bent or damaged. As long as their lid itself isn't bent and that red ring under there isn't damaged, there's no reason why it won't seal. So they're wide mouths. We didn't have any new wide mouth lids.
Yeah.
That's all you can put in there though, because you can't put too wide of the wide mouth. So
yeah. Cool, they all fit.
And you've seen us do this before, but you always got to make sure, I said it before, you got to make sure the arrows line up. Then push that in. Always push it down. You don't have to, then make sure your heat's on high. And then once that starts steaming, you got to set it for 10 minutes. And for applesauce, for whatever reason, you only got to put a 10 pound, you only got to use 10 pounds at our elevation. Most things are 15. And that just started steaming. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can almost. You can see a little bit puffy. So you gotta let that go for 10 minutes. I set the timer already. So there it is. It just started rocking. I'm gonna turn the heat down to about 5, roughly halfway. Set the timer for 8 minutes. And then that'll rock. Alrighty, so there it is. 27 pints of applesauce. 27. That's not too bad for probably 6 hours worth of work, maybe less. Probably actually less because it didn't take that long to do it. Work-wise, probably wasn't more than an hour and a half. Most time-wise, it took a while. Rings off and make sure they're sealed. This one here is still warm. This is out of the first batch. It's still pretty warm. I'm not going to take the ring off of it yet. That one there, I can see it's not up. Or it's not popped. Them two, those two, that one, I can see they're not. That one's not. The rest of them look like they are. These wide mouths, I'm not sure. I think they might already be popped, and I just took them out of the can a minute ago. So we may have 4 or 5 that didn't seal. But we won't know that till tomorrow for sure. There, I just heard another one ting. But anyways, just wanted to show you how we can applesauce. Like I said earlier, this is the first time we canned it. Normally we freeze it. We're trying to save room in our freezer. We got a lot of meat in the freezer, and we got half a hog or maybe even a whole hog coming at the end of October. So that's going to wrap this up, and we will be canning more stuff. I'm not sure what all else we got. I know we're going to do some more pasta sauce, spaghetti sauce, probably some potatoes.
And I'm going to start...
Probably pickle some peppers, too. I'm not sure how many of those we're going to do. And we're going to do a bunch of eggs once the eggs start coming. We're going to pickle a bunch of eggs and can them, too.
And tomorrow I'm going to start another thing of bone broth.
Another batch of bone broth.
And that'll be the last of the bones in.
So our pantry's filling up quick, which is good. Summer's almost over. The garden, as far as what we're getting out of the garden, the only thing we're going to get out of it yet, for us, is going to be peppers. Other than that, and tomatoes, sorry. Tomatoes and peppers. Other than that, whatever else we get out of the garden, we're just going to take to the market or to the auction and get rid of it, or sell it to another local farmer or someone come here and buy it or whatever. But for us, that's all that's left in there that we want. We have enough winter squash for us. We got enough. Yeah, we're setting pretty good this year, finally, which is good. It's a good feeling to know that we're setting good this winter for this winter. But anyways, as per usual, I ramble on and on and on. But anyways, till we meet again, take care and God bless.